Hey y'all, it's Stephanie and I have a fun video for you today. So one of you guys have recently requested that I do a Christmas themed pyramid. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button down below. Without further ado, let's get on into the video. Alright, so let's begin by washing and drying out our mold. So once I'm done with that, I'll be back. Alright, once you got it washed and completely dried, make sure it's completely dry. We're going to use some general purpose silicone mold release. And you just spray that like that. And let that settle. While that's settling and drying, we got 15 milliliters of part A and 15 milliliters of part B. In this cup, and we are going to mix this. Now the resin we are using today is it's Thbd resin, and it is available on my Etsy shop should you choose to purchase it. If not, that's okay too, but I do absolutely love this resin. We went through a lot to ensure that, you know, it was the perfect resin for what we needed it to be. You can use it on tumblers and everything. So let's just mix this up. We got our resin mixed, our molds right here. So now in our resin, now we are going to go ahead and pour that in the mold. And that's about as thick or as deep as we're going to go with this, because we're going to do smaller layers on this. And so I'm going to do another kind of pyramid off to the side here with what's left. Let's actually, I want to pour a little bit more into here. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. And then that way we can make these semi sort of matching. We'll have a little pyramid and a big pyramid. Alright, so we'll let these cure for 24 hours, and then we'll be back to mix the next layer. So that layer cured, and as you can see, it had some silver on the top. So now we are going to do layers of the other colors, and I want to start with red. That way we have some solid layers of the different colors. So I got 10 ml of A and 10 ml of B mixed. And so now I am going to throw some red glitter in there. Quite a bit of red glitter actually, because I noticed that this is heavier. So if I notice that it's sinking and we come back and y'all see a white layer on top, it's because I added more white glitter. As I did with this layer, I noticed that the heavier glitters were sinking to the bottom, so I added more silver because the silver was still floating. So I'll be doing the same thing just to make sure that we don't have a so we don't have like a blank space in there where I don't want it. So just note, whenever you do these pyramids, some glitters sink a little bit more than you may or may not have to add to it, just to ensure that you're getting the look that you want. So it's art, you know, keep that in mind. Not everybody's is going to be the same. You can do it exactly the same as mine and it still won't turn out the same, because we are all different. So add a little bit more red to this. Hopefully we can get a thick layer. If not, like I said, I'll add more. I'll let y'all know if I add more or not. I try to let y'all know whenever I edit stuff like that, just because you know, some things work out and some things don't. So yeah, let's get this poured in there. Alright, now we're going to grab a torch And we're going to hit that ball quickly with our torch just to ensure all the bubbles are popped. And yeah, as you can see, all the glitter did go to the bottom again. No worries, we can make that work in our favor. So in order to do that, what I'll do is I will add a layer of white on top of that. So now we are going to torch that again, and we'll let that sit, and we will come back as soon as that's cured. Alright, so here we are. We got our white layer on each one. We got 15 ml of part A and part B. It's mixed, and now we are going to load it with the green glitter. I'll hit it with the torch. It looks like it did settle a little bit, but our next layer is going to be clear anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that, and we will start with the clear progression next. Let this cure, and then we'll be back. Alright, so this is done curing, and so is this. So this one's done. We'll undo that whenever we unmold that whenever we unmold the big one. Now we're just going to go ahead and pour. This is 15 milliliters of part A and 15 milliliters part B, so this is 30 milliliters total. So we're just going to go ahead and pour this clear layer. We're going to let that cure, and then we're going to come back and pour another clear layer. Alright, so this is fully cured. Now we are going to go ahead and pour another level of clear on. And as you can see, very little bubbles in this as well. With my clear layers, I try to leave as less bubbles as possible. We don't want to get to a point where we're having a lot of bubbles that we're trying to take out, and then we overheat it and it forms more bubbles, and that's where a lot of people have problems with epoxy. Is they're trying to get out these bubbles, so they heat it up more and don't realize that the heat causes air expansion and causes more bubbles. So the less amount of heat that you inflict, and the less amount of bubbles, the better off you're going to be. Just pro tip there. You can do like this once they rise, then get them with the heat, but don't leave the heat on for too long. So we're going to let this cure. I'll hit it one more time with the heat torch, and we'll be back for the next layer. And so that is cured enough, but so we could go ahead and layer it. Now we're going to stick our snow globe that we made the other day, because that's what I made it for, is to stick it here. And we are going to take a piece of tape that goes all the way across, and we are going to secure that to where it stands up in the center of our mold, just like that. It don't have to be perfect, just something to keep it semi-secure while we are waiting for the resin to cure. So we just need it just enough to where it's going to hold it in place and not affect it. So we have our resin here. It has sat for a few minutes. That way all the bubbles could rise to the top. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a cup, and I am going to go ahead and torch in the cup like this. I'm going to let it sit for a few more seconds, because since this is plastic, I'm not going to be able to torch with this. Hopefully the resin don't melt it, but time will tell. So we're going to wait a few seconds for all the bubbles to rise again, and then we are going to torch it again. Once we are done torching it a couple of times, I will be back and we will pour. Alright, so we got it as clear as we possibly can for now. So now we are just going to pour so we will let that cure, and then we will come back when it's cured to do another layer. Alright, so this is cured. Now we can take off this tape. As you can see, it's standing up on its own. It did not melt the ball, so that's good. That means we didn't do too much clear at a time. So now we got our resin mixed here. As you can see, it's super clear. We will go ahead and hit that once or twice with the torch, and we will go ahead and pour that in. Alright, so we'll let that cure and we'll be back when it's done curing. Okay, so we got 20 ml of part A and 20 of part B. So we're going to let this sit in the cup for a few minutes, and then I'll be back to pour. Alright, so let's pour. I know this video is getting long already, so I will put it right here how many more times I did it, and we'll be back for the next layer that's not clear. Alright, so that's dry, are completely cured. So now we are going to take 60 milliliters of our resin, and we are going to put in our Christmas mix. This is the red, green, white, and silver that we used for the top, and we're just going to pour this in this, or this glitter in here, and we're going to mix this. Now I'm going to go mix 60 more milliliters, and we are going to pour a little bit more onto this layer, because as you can see, the further it gets up, the more you can fit into one layer. So I'm going to go mix up another batch, and we'll be back. Alright, so here's the next 60 milliliters. Alright, so we're going to let this cure, and then we are going to be back to do the next layer. Alright, so this is completely cured. Now we mixed another 60 milliliters of resin, and we're going to put some more Christmas mix in it. We're going to continue on with the Christmas mix all the way to the bottom. Do another one, and we'll be back. Alright, so this is going to be the last layer. So we did 3 layers of 60 milliliters, which is 180 milliliters total for this last and final process here. Now what we'll do is we will hit it with the torch, couple times, let it cure completely, and we'll come back and demold them. Alright, so let's demold the little one first. There you have it. Very cute. Alright, now we'll demold the big one. There we have it. And as you can see the center part moving, and you can kind of hear it too. So let's get a side by side of these. So there are our pyramids, and you can see that one moves on the inside on the center. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button down below. And thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a great day.